Enter the Dragon, a film that not only entertained but revolutionized martial arts forever. Bruce Lee wasn't just a movie star. He was a visionary, a fighter, and the man who unknowingly laid the foundation for modern mixed martial arts. But how did one film released in 1973 change everything we know about combat sports today? Let's dive into the impact of Enter the Dragon on MMA and the fighting world. 1. Bruce Lee martial arts philosophy. Before we talk about MMA, we need to understand Bruce Lee philosophy. He wasn't just another martial artist. He was a thinker, a strategist. He believed in efficiency, adaptability, and practicality. His style, Jeet Kune Do, emphasized using no way as way and having no limitation as limitation. Doesn't that sound exactly like the foundation of modern MMA? Unlike traditional martial artists, Bruce rejected rigid forms. He mixed techniques from boxing, kung fu, fencing, and wrestling. This approach directly influenced MMA fighters today. His concept of being formless and adaptable mirrors what we see in the octagon, where a fighter must be ready to strike, grapple, or defend at any moment. 2. Enter the Dragon. The revolutionary film then came Enter the Dragon. This wasn't just another kung fu movie. It showcased a tournament-style fight where fighters of different backgrounds clashed. Sound familiar? That's the very essence of MMA. The idea of testing different styles against each other was a concept that Enter the Dragon brought to the mainstream. It was a global introduction to mixed martial arts long before the UFC existed. Think about it. Bruce faced fighters using different techniques. Some relied on brute strength, some used grappling, others were precise strikers. That's the very nature of modern cage fighting. Bruce Lee was demonstrating MMA before it even had a name. 3. The connection between Bruce Lee and the UFC. Fast forward to the 1990s, the birth of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Fighters from different backgrounds entered the cage to see which style was superior. But over time, they realized that mastering one art wasn't enough. They had to evolve, just like Bruce Lee preached decades before. Even Dana White, the president of the UFC, has called Bruce Lee the father of MMA. Why? Because Bruce Lee believed in blending different styles to create the ultimate fighter. That's exactly what the best MMA fighters do today. 4. Bruce Lee training methods vs. modern MMA. Bruce Lee trained like an elite fighter. He didn't just practice martial arts, he lifted weights, did speed drills, focused on explosive power, and incorporated cardio. If you look at today UFC champions, they follow the same path: strength, speed, flexibility, endurance. Bruce was ahead of his time. His one-inch punch wasn't just for show. It demonstrated his deep understanding of biomechanics, generating maximum force in minimum space. That's a principle MMA fighters use in close-range combat today.